Have a motion. Motion and a second, go back to open session. All in favor, let me know by raising your right hand. And now back in open session. Executive session, no action was taken and no decision was made. Mr. Driggers?
Mr. Chair,
Sir.
I'd like to make a motion that we approve the 5 certified recommendations that were presented to us.
Second.
Have a motion and a second to approve 5 certified recommendations. Any discussion? Have a motion and a second. All in favor, let me know by raising your right hand. 5 certifications are approved.
Mr. Chair, I'd also like to make another motion that no action will be taken on the employee grievance that was presented to us tonight.
Have a motion that we take no action on employees' grievance tonight. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing any? All in favor, let me know by raising your right hand. Okay. McLeod?
Mr. Chairman, I make a motion to terminate the services with White and Story upon completion of the pending litigation that they're handling.
Motion to terminate the service of White and Sturry pending litigation of a legal matter. Do I have a second?
I'll second it.
Have a second. Any discussion?
I just believe that we need to table it until we can have more discussion and investigation.
Motion and a second. Any other discussion? All in favor, let me know by raising your right hand. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 to 3. Motion has carried.
Mr. Chair,
So, Mr. Johnson.
I make a motion to move forward with the hiring of Dolphin Freeman to be our new lead attorneys for the Marlboro County School District.
Motion.
Second.
Now, a motion and a second to hire Duffin Freeman as our next board attorney. Any discussion?
Mr. Chair,
Yes, sir.
I would like to caution and just say to elect these folks as our representative pending, I guess, cost ratios.
Gotcha.
We need to find out what the cost is going to be before we would select these people.
Okay. Okay. So, I think what we can do is just,
I like to, so, you know, what I'd
Amend
like
the
to do is
agenda.
like to amend the motion is saying,
pending.
pending or cost
Cost. Okay.
evaluation.
All right. We have first we vote on the amendment first.
I would like to say that I don't know enough about that law firm to make an educated vote for that attorney.
We need a second on that motion first, Mr. Carter.
Yep. Can I get a second on the first motion?
Mr. Gaiman already seconded.
It's already been second? Okay.
Yes, sir.
I'm not sure I had a second on mine either.
You made a minute. We have a second on the amendment. So
Okay.
let's vote on the amendment first,
Mr.
okay?
Gaiman already seconded.
All right, the amendment is upon
Cost evaluation.
cost evaluation with Duffin and Freeman. Any other discussion? All in favor of the amendment, let me know by raising your right hand. Okay, amendment has passed. Okay, all in favor of the motion to move forward with Duffin Freeman pending the cost of the firm, cost. Okay? All in favor, let me know by raising your right hand. Okay. 63. Motion has passed, 63. All right.
Mr. Chair,
Yes, sir.
I'd like to make a motion that we approve the minutes of July the 6th and July the 7th meetings.
Okay. Have a motion to approve the minutes from July 6th, special call meeting, July 17th, 2023 regular scheduled meeting.
I'll second.
Have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Here it is. All in favor, let me know by raising your right hand. Motion has carried. Minutes are approved. Okay. Public comments. Do we have any tonight? No comments? No public comment? Okay.
Great.
All right. Board business action, approval of, well, $1,500 grant from Walmart to Bennettsville Primary School. Ms. Gail Reddy. How you doing tonight, Ms. Reddy?
Chairman Coachman, board members, and Dr. Tiller. Positive behavior interventions and supports, better known to most of us as PBIS, is our school-wide process that rewards students for practicing appropriate behavior. Students earn points daily for following expectations throughout each area of the school setting. Students may go to our PBIS Rainbow Shop once a month to spend their points on or coins on their prizes that they choose. Walmart awarded Bennettsville Primary School a $1,500 grant to help provide prizes to fill up our store. We would like to take this opportunity to publicly thank Walmart for their generosity, and also would ask that the board members accept this grant for use by the Bennettsville Primary School in our PBIS endeavor.
All right.
Mr. Chair,
Yes, sir, Mr. Vice Chair.
I make a motion that we accept the $1,500 grant from Walmart to Bennettsville Primary School.
I
Second.
second it.
We have a motion and a second to accept the $1,500 grant from Walmart for Bennettsville Primary School. Any discussion? All in favor, let it be known by raising your right hand.
Thank you very much.
Approval of the grant.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
Congratulations. Approval of $2,000 donation from Domtar to McCall Elementary Middle School. Mr. Gregg?
Good evening, Chairman Coachman, Dr. Till, and board members. I am before you tonight to request approval of a donation from Domtar in the amount of $2,000. If approved, these funds will be utilized to create raised gardens for our campus. At this time, I yield.
Man. A motion on the approval.
Mr. Chair, I make a motion that we accept the $2,000 donation from Domtar for McCall Elementary Middle School.
I'll second.
Have a motion and a second to accept the $2,000 donation from Domtar to McCall Middle School. Any discussion? All in favor, let me know by raising your right hand. Approval of the $2,000 donation has been accepted. Mr. Gregg.
Thank you.
Thank you. First reading of policy GCQE, retirement of professional staff, Dr. Baines, and first reading of policy GDQC, retirement of support staff, Dr. Baines. Dr. Baines, how you doing tonight? I'm good. All right.
These are two policies. One is for professional staff, as you see. Anything that starts with GC is professional staff,
Okay.
and then the GD is for support staff or classified staff. They're almost identical, but we have been given information about this from the School Boards Association, so this is the updated policy. So I'll
Okay.
address any questions with you. It just talks about the specifics of how each of those types of categories will retire through the Public Employee Benefits Authority, PEBA.
And Dr. Baines, has it, no updates, or it's just basically the same thing, a few updates? I see that you have to notify
Yes.
during the month of March if you're going to retire.
That's right.
So, like, if you're gonna retire in June, you have to let them know by that March.
You always want to try to do, well, anytime you want to retire, you let them know 3 months ahead.
3 months ahead of time?
But if you're ending your year June 30th, which is typical in a school year, you
And-
need to
and
let people know in
okay.
March.
And I see the second policy is like, if you're gonna retire and return to work, you have to let them know that you're gonna be a working retiree at the time you put in for your retirement.
That's right. The other part of that is that when we send a waiver through, for working retirees to return, we have had to advertise for that position. We have to interview, and of course, those retirees can apply and interview, and they'll be interviewed, and if they're selected, then we have to send a waiver to the state that basically says, we're going to rehire this person because they had more qualifications than anybody else. That gives everybody else the opportunity to apply for positions that are being vacated by retirees.
Okay. Thank you for that.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Mr. Chair, I make a motion that we approve the two policies, GCQE, retirement of professional staff, and GDQC, retirement of support staff, with one vote.
Okay. We have a motion, do I have a second?
I second.
Motion and a second to approve policy GCQE and policy GDQC.
Mike, make sure we say first reading.
Yes, first reading, exactly right. First reading of this policy. Motion and a second. Any other discussion? Thank you, Mr. Drager.
Thank you.
All in favor, let me know by raising the right hand. First reading goes through. All right. Board item for discussion, ESPAA, Mr. Luke Janigan, Mr. Bass, thank y'all for coming out tonight. How y'all doing?
I think I can hear me well, I hope. To the chairman, members of the board, I want to thank you, as usual, for the invite to come out tonight and speak about where we are, more or less, with our beloved East Side project, and we'll try to be as brief as possible. You have a one-page item, like I am so prone to do, and you may read it at your leisure, or basically you might have glanced at it already. And again, we're so glad to be in your presence and being able to hopefully tell you where we might be with the project and be able to answer any questions you may have. And I would be remiss if I did not say to Dr. Tiller on her return, we're so happy to see you, and I understand you've already hit the ground in 4th gear. So welcome back.
Thank you.
And best of luck. Please note there, the matters of importance really are down where I indicate the examples. Everything else is just more or less boilerplate. But if you'll see there in the highlights, I've indicated about 5 items per se. Namely, we're really enthused over the reactions, the responses we're getting from our graduates from the school, and really, for that matter, those who really just attended East Side maybe as a middle school. It's really been so encouraging. I suspect when you get to the bottom of all this, you're going to find that we have made the right decision. It took us a while, as you know, to get to this point, and we were meeting with you and continually giving our input to where we ought to go, where we are, etc. And you and your representatives, and we're looking forward to continuing this with the newly hired Dr. Tiller. She's very much familiar with the East Side project. I recall that from the time she was here before. The East Side property, I'll say it that way. And further, what's really been a joy, it took us the better part of 2 plus really almost 3 years to get on track. But ever since February, as you see there, 21st of February to be fact, we have really had an opportunity to see some things that really happen. In less than 6 months, which you know is the time at which you conveyed the property in the sense of management and operations, et cetera, in the form of the long-term agreement. And we have been busily working ever since. And already in less than 6 months, you will see the benefits, as I've outlined here, just as highlights that have been happening. Very soon, we'll be having a historical marker celebration out there with an expo. You all are going to be invited to that. In fact, better still, as a partnership that we've garnered up here, hopefully you'll be involved actively as participants. We see this, we always did see this as a partnership. No one can accomplish the kind of things that we were putting on the table for you singularly. And the old adage about the proof being you know where, well, it's beginning to happen. And I'm not going to belinger the point, because really, if you look at number 2 there, we have indicated, if you will, the sanctioned portion of the East Side development from day one was about getting provisions out there to have the Head Start program come over. And tonight, Mr. Samuel Bass is with us. He's also our vice chair. And we also have another member of our executive committee, Ms. Carolyn, and better known as Chippy. She's here tonight. But I'm going to basically, unless you have questions, et cetera, I will entertain them and be glad to do so. I am thinking you're going to be really excited about where we are with the Head Start program, because Sam is, you can see he's done a yeoman's job and continues to do it. And hey, man, we're getting money now. That's what you ask us. You know, would you be able to raise the funds? I said to you then, no brainer. We've been down this road before. If you'll work with us, we guarantee you we'll make things happen. And you have, and we are. So with nothing else said, unless you have a question for me, do you? Anybody? If not, I'm going to ask our co-chair or vice chair, Mr. Samuel Bass, to come forward and just tell you all about where we are with the long-awaited Head Start program and then maybe the funding even. Sam?
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening, Mr. Bass.
Chairman Coachman, members of the board, and welcome, Dr. Tiller. Welcome back.
Thank you.
I won't keep you long. I have about 12 slides, and I'll be brief with them. This is just to bring the new board members up to speed, up to date on what we're trying to do with the Head Start program. Currently, we are housed in Blenheim in a building that was built in the early 20th century, in the 1930s, if not before. We're having some serious issues with the infrastructure, the plumbing, the electrical. It is a very expensive facility to operate. Not only is it very expensive, but it is located in Blenheim, which is about 8 to 10 miles here from Bennettsville. When we have kids coming from the northern part of 38 and traveling 10 miles to Bennettsville and then 10 miles to Blenheim, that's 20 miles one way. One of the problems we have with being so far away from a major population area is that mothers don't really want to see their 3-year-olds, 3, 4, and 5-year-olds traveling a bus so far away from home. What we, thanks to you all, and thanks to ESPAA and the cooperation that we have had and the partnerships that we have formed, we have a facility that I think we're going to be very proud of. I know we're already proud of the fact that we have this facility. One of the main reasons that we want to locate in Bennettsville is because 90% of the enrollment is from the Bennettsville area. So it makes a lot of sense to be able to locate the Head Start Center in Bennettsville, where there's a population of 6,000 plus or minus. The population of Blenheim is 124. As you can see, during this particular period, there were 2 people from Blenheim, 2 from McCall, 1 from Cloud, 1 from Cheraw. I guess you're wondering why would we have someone from Cheraw? Well, that would be a parent that works in Bennettsville and wanted a child to be able to go to the Head Start program here in Blenheim. But the majority of the kids, 3, 4, and 5-year-olds, come from the Bennettsville area. This is the current floor plan that we have at Eastside, out on Lake Paul Wallace. As you can see, there are 12 classrooms. There's a cafeteria, and there are supportive offices for our speech therapists, health, and other services that we provide for our kids. We spend at least $8,000 per child in our Head Start program. We are not babysitting there now. We have a curriculum that we prepare these kids to be able to transfer and be successful when they get into the 1st grade. Now, the area that we are interested in is the lower part. The front elevation, this is the front elevation of 12 classrooms, and you're only going to see 6, but the other 6 are on the other side of the hall. We have developed a renovation plan that will make this building more energy efficient. It will be more conducive for learning for our youth. We're going to have skylights put in the roof of each classroom, and we will be adding restrooms to each outside wall of those classrooms. So there'll be at least 12. There will be 12 restrooms added to each class. 1 added to each class, and a patio. I just threw this in here to show you the different elevation points. As you know, the east side is on a sloping landscape, and one of the things that we have to do is get a topographical survey, which is included in our budget at the cost of about $3,500. This topographic survey will be surveying the entire properties of East Side, including the football field. This gives you an idea of the different elevations. In between points B and C will be the parking area below the cafeteria. Between points C and E will be where the Head Start building will be located. And up above there, between points G and H, will be the gym. And at the high point will be the auditorium. This is a layout of the renovations, the major renovations that we'll be doing to each classroom. As you can see, there are bathrooms on the outside walls. There are 2 commodes, one that's ADA, and there's a patio leading out to the playground area. This is a proposed layout of the traffic pattern and the parking and the landscaping of this area. What you see there encircled in red there is what we propose to be the area that Head Start will be using. Again, this is a proposal, it's not set in stone, but then there are we would like to see this entire area landscape in order to better serve the hundreds of people that we hope to we will be providing services to, especially for the auditorium and the gym. So that property has never been really landscaped. Well, I guess mainly because they were limiting the number of people that was coming in, but with the things that we're preparing to do, we hope to see hundreds of visitors coming from all around South Carolina, North Carolina, Chesterfield, Dillon counties, to take part in activities and programs, especially in the auditorium. One of the things that we like about having the Head Start program where it's located is that we can take advantage of the auditorium. You wouldn't believe how many parents come out to our little program that we have to graduate kids. If you're familiar with the Berea Center, I have seen the Berea Center packed for people coming from points north, south, east, west, to come and see their little babies or grandchildren graduate, or to be transitioned from Head Start to the first grade. So it's an amazing event. Now let's get down to the nitty-gritty here. This is our planned budget. Our renovations budget, as far as construction is concerned, is estimated to be $2,347,000. The fees for contractors and architects will total $961,000. The total budget will come to $3,309,000. Now, we've made some progress with the budget. This is the fee, the budget for the contractors. I'm sorry, I got a little ahead of myself. The contractors' fees total $961,000. Again, that's the total budget is $3 million. $3 million. And the projected cost of renovations, again, is $3.3 million. And we already have $1.6 million of our proposed budget. Now, where did that come from?
Yeah.
From unobligated funds for the program year 21-22. We were able to get that approved early on to be used for renovating any facility that we would be able to get. Well, we were already in the making and projecting that we would be able to get the east side facility. But this year, at July 31, when all of our accounting and outstanding bills had been accounted for, we came up with another some unobligated funds of $761,000 for a total of $1.656,717. The funds that we were requesting from Head Start, from OHS Health and Human Services and the Office of Head Start, is $1.6 million or $1.7 million. And that has to be approved. And it's going to take us several weeks, maybe a month or two, before we find out if we're going to get those funds approved. So I'm just letting you know that if we fall short, we're going to be calling on Marlboro County Board of Education to make up the difference.
Mr. Bass, you said you already secured 1.6 million?
Yeah, we have 1.6 million set aside, yes, of unobligated funds that's been approved for the purpose of renovation.
Yep.
Any questions? You have before you a brief
Yeah, we do.
document with discussing or showing you the pictures there. If you have any questions, I got more detail on the estimated costs and the renovations that we plan to put there. If you want me to send you more detailed report, I'll be glad to provide that to you.
Anybody, any questions?
I have something to say about it. Number one, I think you're exactly spot on when you say that parents don't want to put their 3-year-olds or moms don't want to put their 3-year-olds on a bus and send them all the way to Blenheim. That exactly happened to me with my first daughter. I wanted to send her to Head Start, but I was not going to put her on a bus all the way to Blenheim. So I appreciate that.
Yeah, well.
And also saying that on slide 6, you can look at the layout. I noticed that you turned the window, both windows, into doorways, one going to the bathroom and one going to the patio. Is that perhaps gonna be a clear door to allow in sunlight, and you also have a display rack right there, maybe a window could go there, just to allow sunlight in? Otherwise, it's, just looks like it's gonna be a closed-in classroom. That's just my,
We'll be able to observe the children. There'll be a half door as far as the bathroom is concerned.
right,
The door going to the patio will be glass, so that sunlight will be coming in. We will have a sunlight on top of the roof
okay,
where light can come in, because we want to put as much light as we
Sure.
possibly can.
right.
One of the things I didn't mention, I just mentioned the fact that 90% of the people came from the Bennettsville area, from 2 to 3 to 5 miles from the Bennettsville area. But something I didn't mention, you probably was aware of too, that there was lack of security out there. There was a slow time of response for emergencies. And